from England, and 10 years ago, I met a girl online from America. We talked constantly for right around 3 years and went through a few horrendous minutes in both our lives. Above all, following 3 years, it was easy to say I love her. In addition, I realized she felt the same way. We would go through a long stretch of time simply talking and chuckling and having this extraordinary relationship. So 3 years in, I'm similar to, I want to meet this young lady and check whether I truly love her. This perhaps my main opportunity at adoration. So I traveled to America for a multi-week stay with her. When we showed up at her place, the majority of our garments were free and we moved around on the floor for a long while. Following 14 days, it was completely clear we adored each other as of now. The day preceding I leave, we have intercourse. So like grown-ups, we got a next day contraceptive for around $50, perhaps more. Just excessively take no chances. The day I leave, we are sat in our vehicle in the air terminal. We are both crying, and all aspects of me would have rather not returned home, as I previously felt I was home. My visa just had 7 months left on it, and I supposed on the off chance that I remained, I wouldn't have the option to get another one. Recollect that I am pondering this while crying, WW, talking, embracing, and so forth, and just had 2 hours. Furthermore, she didn't know what we could do, all things considered. So this choice jumbled my life straight up. I returned on the plane once again to the UK. Return home, and the young lady states she figures she could be pregnant, or she believes she is. So she began doing many tests, however, nothing. Around 2 months after the fact, she's pregnant. Simply an expectation. Yes, I know for 100% the child is mine. I really thought exactly the same thing. So the arrangement was recharge my visa, get together my life, and fuck off to America wrongfully. We both concurred, and if nothing else, I could be a stay-at-home father. I say a month prior to she conceives an offspring. I leave for America. I get to my first layover in quite a while, go through checks and go snatch my bag. 1 minute from now, a tap on my shoulder, inquiring as to whether I could come along these lines. I became examined regarding my excursion and where I was going and so forth, and I could answer everything and they could look at it. Then at that point, all of a sudden they say, are you anticipating remaining in the States? I'm like, I have a visa for a considerable length of time and a return flight back. Then at that point came the assuming you lie, you will go to jail. So I was like, I'm a UK resident who entirely misunderstands, sat idle, and you're hinting me for no great explanation. There was an explanation. I was paused, and I'll share close to you. So kindly set me on a plane back to Britain. I'm at this air terminal for more than 15 hours with no telephone. A pregnant GF has no clue what's occurring, and I wouldn't have shown up at her air terminal, and she has no real way to reach me. Return accompanied by furnished police to a plane, once again to Britain, where on appearance I'm met by somebody who conciliatory sentiments and states this happens a lot. Right now I have no energy to say poo. I simply need to escape the spot and converse with my GF. First and herself, I need to go to my folks' spot and remain. Following a couple days, my more youthful sister said, unfortunate, you didn't get into America. We are not close and barely talk. So I inquired as to, for what reason would I say I was unfortunate? My shock, she basically said, I ensured you wouldn't get in. Truly, I could have killed her, yet figured I will get one more flight and express nothing to nobody. I attempt to set up my ISTA, which you want for movement in the States, and it fizzled. After loads of fucking around, I figured out I was unable to get one for perhaps a year or two. I didn't mind why, as my reality recently disintegrated. I miss my child being conceived. My GF must manage this by itself. This put gigantic burden on us as a team. This was the saddest I've at any point felt in my life. It makes me cry simply composing this. When our child was conceived, we found it hard to converse with one another since it would make us both miserable and cry pretty much without fail. Additionally, I love her, so how could I need her in such a lot of aggravation when her life has been flipped around in view of my fucking more youthful sister? And after 90 days, I was determined to have colitis and required steroids. No issue, take the pills, except for I had an open pinal sinus, which cause of the striads exacerbated that. So my main choice was a medical procedure. After 5 months, my GF actually talked week after week, disliked B4. Then at that point, 4 months on another sinus opens up in my back. This shouldn't have occurred, and this time I would require an activity and plastic medical procedure. It required 4 years to get it really fixed, and even right up till now, I cannot sit up straight for longer than 30 minutes. Following 3 years of our child being conceived, we somewhat self-destructed as it was only excessively hard for the two of us. Life just appeared to be so ill-fated, it was fucking awful. Present day, so 6 years after my child was conceived, the majority of my issues are either arranged or taken care of now. Yeah, I truly need to connect, as my child will be talking now, and I'd very much want to hear his little voice. I don't know whether she's continued on for sure. However, I can't resist the urge to figure out how to let them be and not simply spring up out of the blue and convolute their life more than I, as of now, have. Furthermore, yes, I can get my stuff for movement now.